Will the New England Patriots come home from Buffalo with anything more than some wings and a prayer? Stick around. You're about to be locked in to the Locked On Patriots podcast.
You are Locked On Patriots, your daily New England Patriots podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello to all of you Foxborough faithful, and thank you once again for making Locked On Patriots a daily part of your New England Patriots coverage. Don't forget, the Locked On Patriots is available on all platforms, including YouTube. So smash that subscribe button, download, follow, so you don't miss a single second of the action. I'm your host, Mike Debate, and I cover your New England Patriots for Patriots Country of Sports Illustrated. Reach out to me, let me know what's on your mind on X at MDABATENFL. While you're out there showing some social media love to Locked On Patriots, follow our account there as well at LO_Patriots. And Pats fans, today's episode brought to you by LinkedIn. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the qualified candidates you want to talk to, and they help you do it faster. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/LockedOnNFL. That's linkedin.com/LockedOnNFL to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. And Pats fans, we are ready for a New Year's Eve showdown in Orchard Park, New York. Your New England Patriots taking on the Buffalo Bills, 1 p.m. kickoff, Highmark Stadium. Bailey Zappe versus Josh Allen, Bill Belichick versus Sean McDermott. A lot going on in this matchup and a lot to unpack. And, you know, Murph, I need a man who has powerful friends. I need $1 million in cash. I think we all do, folks. I need, Don Murph, those monster keys that you carry in your pocket, like so many nickels and dimes. We are closing the week in style by bringing in the Count of Murphy Fisto himself to lay out the monster keys to victory for your New England Patriots. And Murph, let's dive right into it. Let's start on the offensive side of the ball. Obviously, the New England Patriots had some success offensively last time against the Buffalo defense. Mac Jones led a game-winning drive, his first game-winning drive in quite some time, his only one of this season. Probably the highlight of what Mac's season was. Bailey Zappe is going to be under center this week, but when you look at the game plan and how to attack this Buffalo defense, I don't think the strategy is going to change all that much. Maybe some of the pieces, maybe some of what the Patriots do well will. You're the man with the monster keys to victory. When you look at the potential offensive game plan to neutralize this Buffalo defense, what are the keys that have to be turned, my friend?
Yeah, I don't believe that they need to establish the run. Weeks past, the way that most teams are attacking the Patriots is trying to stop the run. Okay, they're loading up in the box. It's become quite evident that opponents want to put it on Bailey Zappe and let him try to beat them. This week I'm setting up the run with the pass. I want Zappe to go out there and sling it from the get-go. I want him hitting those intermediate crossers. I want him hitting Ezekiel Elliott out of the backfield and letting him get out into space and do damage that way. But no, I expect Bailey Zappe to sling the ball this week, and we'll get into that a little more in the secret key.
I think it's interesting that you say that, because in the first matchup between these two teams, Bill O'Brien usually has a fondness for the two tight end sets. We usually love to see him play that 12 personnel. Hunter Henry is banged up. We're not sure what his status is going to be at the time Murph and I are recording this yet. But even if he's out there, Murph, he's probably going to be a shell of what he usually is. More of a decoy, maybe more of a blocker, an occasional pass catcher, but he's not going to be running routes with that same crispness that he usually does with a knee injury. Patriots wisely, I think, in my opinion, last time around mixed in a lot of 11 personnel, folks. There was the one running back, the one tight end, the three receivers, and they utilize the intermediate areas of the field to advance. I love what you said about Ezekiel Elliott and catching passes out of the backfield. I think you're going to get a heavy dose of Demario Douglas in this game, and I'll go into that in just a moment. But these are the types of things that you saw the Patriots do. You go back to their first opening series in 11 personnel in the previous game that these two teams played. He hits Demario Douglas and Tyquan Thornton for short yardage catch. That sends up a 14-yard run for Ramondre Stevenson.
Right.
There's your example of using the pass to set up the run. And that's a little bit in contrast to what the Patriots usually do or what people
Right.
normally assume that they're going to do. I think that's a great point. And also, let's not forget that that strategy also helped to set up a pretty nice 25-yard sling from Mac Jones to
Yeah.
Farrell Brown.
Yep.
That can open that up as well. So, Claire, when we say 11 personnel, we're not lessening the tight ends. They're still a focal point, but it's
Right.
a different way to feature this team. Yeah, I think the Patriots might be very well served by that. And again, Douglas, I think, is someone that can really step up. He stepped up in Denver. We've seen him do it on occasion. He had a pretty good game the last time these two teams played one another. Yeah, I look for Demario Douglas to be a big part of this offensive strategy out of the slot, maybe even a carry in the backfield, which, by the way, folks, he had in their previous matchup. Patriots are not going to want to go to the well one too many times, but
No.
when something works and the personnel is capable of doing it, it wouldn't surprise me to see it again.
No, it wouldn't surprise me in the least. O'Brien's been getting a little more creative with Zappe back there than he did with Jones for whatever reason. A lot of people say that he's dumbed the system down. I don't agree with that. I don't agree
Mm-mm.
with that at all. You didn't see too many jet sweeps. You didn't see too many I don't want to give away the secret key. So no, I'm gonna let it off there. And he's expanded you know the playbook just a
Mhm.
tad bit. It may seem more simplistic, but they're running a lot more plays than they have been in the first half of the season.
There is still a mismatch that bothers me in this matchup, and that is Ed Oliver going up
Yep.
against Antonio Maffi at the left
Right.
guard position. Ed Oliver is
Mm.
the type of player, the type of defensive player that loves to align over your weakest link, over your weakest spot. And I love Antonio. I think it's a great story. I think he's well on his way to being a solid offensive lineman for this team for a number of years. But deficiencies to his game. He's not the quickest in the world when it comes to lateral foot speed, lateral agility. That's not where his area of expertise is. That is where Ed Oliver's area of expertise is. Right now, he ranks third in sacks with 10, fifth in quarterback pressures with 59. And, when you take a look at someone who's lining up without that type of athleticism, it could lead to problems. That's what worries me about setting up the pass early for the New England Patriots. Bailey's got to stay ahead of that.
That goes to my second key, my next key on the offensive side of the ball, and that's reading those hot reads and getting that ball
Mhm.
out quickly. It's true. Mafia has had a lot of issues. The kid look at where he was drafted. All right,
Mm,
he is not ready for prime time yet. Okay,
right.
the Patriots saw something in this kid and saw something that they can work with, and he's been thrust into a starting role once again. The depth has become the starter in this mess of a 2024 season, 2023, 2024 season. And no, his footwork is not there yet. Dante Scarnecchia has not been there to teach this kid how to play. His offensive line coach is dealing with an illness, so I'm not going to jump on that too much. But no, he isn't ready for prime time. But I do like the fact that Bill is going to know this, and Bill is going to use it. I don't want to say the over aggression, but this kind of aggression that is going to come from that spot to his advantage and to this offense's advantage. Bill O'Brien, I'm talking about.
I think you've articulated this perfectly. You need Bailey to be able to pick up those hot reads. You need
Yep.
him to be able to shed the ball quickly. I think that's what he's going to try to do to neutralize some of that Buffalo pass rush, which can be a problem. Ed Oliver is not the only problem in there.
No.
You've got guys like Leonard Floyd, AJ Epineza, Greg Rousseau. That group can get after the quarterback. So what Zappe's got to try to do to offset that, use the quick passes, like Murph said, spread the ball around to whichever receiver is open. You got to really
There
throw
you
it
go.
back to old school Patriots
Yep.
football. If
Who's
he's
who's your
open, he's
favorite
the
receiver?
target.
The open receiver.
Exactly.
And that's going to
Absolutely.
have to be that's going to have to be the game plan this week. But they are going to have to set up the run with the pass. He's going to have to make those linebackers and defensive backs want to drop back into coverage, and then be able to get Ezekiel Elliott. And I am expecting a bigger dose of Kevin Harris this week.
Yes, absolutely. And folks, if we're talking secret keys, I may have a little secret of my own to throw in there
Yeah.
as well. So
Oh,
we're not going to completely go into
okay.
that realm just yet. We will get into that in just a moment. But Murph, I think you've articulated perfectly exactly what the Patriots should be doing on the offensive side of the ball to help neutralize a Buffalo defense that's going to be out to prove they're still one of the alphas in the AFC. Don't forget, Buffalo needs this game in order to make next week's game against the Miami Dolphins mean something. They still want to contend for that AFC
Yep.
East crown. It's a very slim window right now, but the Bills have to come away with a victory. So you know they're going to have a chip on their shoulder. Patriots would love nothing more
They
than to
do.
spoil that. So, folks, it's going to be interesting and very, very entertaining to watch what Bailey Zappe, Demario Douglas, and crew have in store for the Bills defense. But you and I both know, Murph, it's not a Patriots-Bills game without devising a strategy to slow down Josh Allen. The Patriots were very effective in game one of this two-game series this year in doing so. Can they do it again? Or are the Buffalo Bills more potent in another area of offense right now? Murph's got the key.
Intriguing.
He's got the answer when this episode of the Locked On Patriots podcast continues, a proud part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Patriots fans, when you're hiring for your small business, you want to have as many top tier candidates as possible to interview. That's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs has the tools to help you find the right professionals for your team to help you do it faster. And here's the best part, folks, they help you do it for free. LinkedIn isn't just another job board. They have a vast network of more than 1 billion professionals, which makes it the best place to hire. Hiring is easy when you have that many quality candidates. So easy, in fact, that 86% of small businesses get a qualified candidate within 24 hours on LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn knows that small businesses are wearing so many hats, and they might not have the time or the resources to hire. So thankfully, with LinkedIn, the process is intuitive, it's quick, and it's easy. They even just launched a feature that helps you write job descriptions, making the process even easier and quicker. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/LockedOnNFL. That's linkedin.com/LockedOnNFL to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. Pats fans, thank you so much for joining us here today on Locked On Patriots, spending part of your Friday, Saturday, your weekend pregame, however you are taking in Locked On Patriots. We appreciate the support, we appreciate the view, and we appreciate your feedback, folks. Let us know what your thoughts are on this monster matchup between the Pats and the Bills to ring down the curtain on the 2023 calendar year. New Year's Eve, Murph, it's going to be interesting. The ball's going to drop in New York, but Western New York is where the real party is starting at 1 o'clock when the Pats and the Bills take the field at Highmark Stadium. Murph, in the previous segment, we talked about the offensive monster keys to victory, and I think you articulated this perfectly. A little bit of a change in what the Patriots are used to doing, using the run to establish the pass and try to get the game going. In this, it might be just the opposite, especially with the personnel the Patriots are running and the way the Bills like to deploy that defense. I think you're absolutely onto something, and I think it's going to be interesting to see if that key is turned. But New England seemed to find a little Josh Allen kryptonite in the previous time these two teams took the field. In the Week 7 matchup where the Patriots were victorious, New England used their big nickel. They used Anthony Jennings at outside linebacker, which I thought was brilliant. Christian Barmore also contributed. These guys, they were tackle machines. Anthony had 6 in that game. Christian had 3. They're breaking up passes, throwing Josh Allen off, sacking him, generating pressure on nearly half of
Hands
Josh's
up.
dropbacks. Yeah, exactly. They blitzed him on 43%, and they really challenged him through the middle. And that's
Right.
something that you've been saying from the time that this kid is a rookie. Challenge him through the middle.
Yep.
That's where you can have success against him. And the Patriots did have success against him. That front seven hurried Josh Allen 18 times in this previous matchup.
Right.
I ask you the same question again, Murph, that I asked you in the previous segment. Are the Patriots smart to continue to ride this strategy, or are they going to have to do something a little different this time because maybe Josh Allen isn't the focal point of this offense as much as he was back in Week 7?
Yeah, they're going to have to do something a tad bit different. You know, it's become quite evident that when the Bills started to turn around this season, that they weren't doing it on the arm of Superman.
Mm.
Okay. Now I use that term rather loosely. It's like Bizarro Superman, maybe. But it hasn't been Josh Allen. It's been this running game. All right. The Bills haven't run the ball this much since, back in the days of losing 4 straight Super Bowls. It's a constant beatdown. By the their their uh their running backs to set the tone here, and that's the way it's got to be. They rushed the ball 30 times for 105 yards against the Chargers, 49 times, 49 times, and 266 yards versus the Cowboys, and 40 times versus the Eagles. Now, all of these games weren't W's, but you can definitely see that they're trying to set the tone and be more physical than their opponents. And then Josh has been, doing his thing, and not quite in the same way that he was last year, the year before under Dayball. It hasn't worked out, and he realized that this is the way to go. Possibly, but I'm not sure. The first thing the Pats are going to have to do is shut down this rushing attack and put it on the arm of Josh Allen. That's
Mm.
right. I wanted to put it on the arm of Josh Allen. Now, the second side to this key is what Michael got into earlier, and that's pressuring him up the middle. I want to unleash Barmore this
Mm.
week. I want Barmore up the middle. I want Gotchow up the middle, getting him on his heels and moving backwards. Okay, Josh Allen is most potent when he's moving forward in the pocket or rolling out and being able to do something. They're going to have to pressure up the middle, contain him from the sides, and not let him move the chains with his feet. We've seen him beat the Patriots time and again by being able to move the chains with his feet. You get him into 3rd and 11, okay, things break down, and he's got all this green space to his left to utilize and run and move the chains that way. That can't happen on Sunday. The Patriots are going to have to push up through the middle, contain from the sides, and make his life really uncomfortable. Josh Allen, like any quarterback on the planet, is not as good when he is back on his heels, throwing off his back foot and getting some air under the ball. This is why he turns the ball over once again. He's averaging an interception a game. All
Mm.
right. This goes along with, a weekly key, which is, winning the turnover battle. The Patriots are going to have to take care of the ball and get themselves 1 or 2 turnovers, an extra possession or two, and hopefully one of those will be a short field.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you mentioned the running game and the adjustments that the Bills have made. Joe Marino obviously joined me earlier this week on the crossover between Locked On Patriots and Locked On Bills, and we talked about the Bills' penchant to run the football a little bit more and act as more of a complementary piece, really since Joe Brady took the reins of this
Right.
offense as opposed to Ken Dorsey. And it has helped. It's taken some of the pressure off of Josh Allen. James Cook has been phenomenal. He
Yeah.
really has been. And he's established himself as one of the top backs in this conference, maybe even the league. So they're going to have to, meaning the Patriots folks, are going to have to account for him at all times. But it doesn't just end with James Cook and containing him. Latavius Murray, Ty Johnson, even Leonard Fournette have
Even
come on
Fournette,
and
yeah.
all been a big part of this rushing attack. So once again, if you're able to do that and you're able to keep this team from running the football, it does by default put more pressure on Josh Allen and put it in his hands to be able to win the game. And Murph, I think, is also 100% correct in putting pressure on him up the middle. That's where you're going to see last game strategy really come alive,
Right.
because the Patriots did it very well. Now, Josh has been a lot more willing, I guess, whether he's willing or whether he's just accepting that it's the only way he's going to be able to be successful, to spread the ball around to the open
Right.
receivers. He's utilizing guys like Gabe Davis again. He's utilizing the 2 tight
Right.
ends like Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox.
That's it.
He's not locking in on Stephon Diggs.
Right.
I think Jonathan Jones is going to draw that matchup against Stephon Diggs
Oh,
this
sure.
weekend. And Jonathan has a great track record of being able to shut down your top weapon. Don't forget the last time, folks, it was J.C. Jackson and Jack Jones getting a lot of Stephon
Right.
Diggs. Neither one of those two guys is walking through the door. You might see Miles Bryant come over and give him a little time, but they held Stephon to 6 catches and 58 yards on 12 targets, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with the Patriots. Josh Allen's going to want to try to take advantage of the Patriots' banged-up secondary right now, but again, if you're forcing him from his comfort zone, he may have no choice but to take whatever's available in front of him. That's why it's so important to limit the options you give him on Sunday.
That's it. The Patriots are going to be need to be quick into the backfield. I want them rushing Allen's decisions, rushing the ball out to Kincaid, rushing the ball out to Gabe Davis. Make him throw the ball before he's supposed to and before they hit the spots that he's supposed to be in. And once again, look for that turnover, jump that route.
Absolutely. And again, like Murph said, folks, in addition to forcing the turnovers, which I think is absolutely key, unleash Christian Barmore. That is a big matchup to win this weekend, because that interior of that Bills offensive line has been one of their soft underbellies when these two teams have played. The Patriots can get the best of Connor McGovern and Mitch Morse and, Osiris Torrance. This is an opportunity for them to take advantage of that. Devin Godchow has been excellent. He's really had Morse's number. Devon has had a huge, impact on the way these two teams play. So if the Patriots can take advantage of that matchup, they might be looking at the opportunity to go ahead and to pull the upset on Sunday.
The linebacking core is really going to have to stay in their lanes. They're really going to have to. The gap integrity is going to be really important for them this week, and not allowing when the Patriots push up the middle, not allowing Josh to find a hole and run through.
Once again, Murph, the monster keys lead the path to victory. Folks, I tell you all the time, you turn the keys, you go to the top. You don't turn the keys, you're never heard from again. Hopefully, the Patriots are going to turn these keys and leave Western New York with a victory. But, Murph, we're not done yet. Because as Murph has alluded to several times, there is still a classified key to be turned. We're going to tell you what that classified key, that secret key to victory is. And, folks, let me tell you, if the Patriots master this one, they will be leaving Buffalo with a victory. We're going to talk about what it is and why when this episode of the Locked On Patriots podcast wraps up right here on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Locked On listeners, the only thing more important than cheering on your favorite team on game day is making sure that your game day table is well stocked. Why root for your team on an empty stomach? Order on DoorDash and save on football watch party favorites. All of your favorite restaurants and stores, from retail to grocery, they're on the app, so you can shop everything you need to get game day ready. New Englanders, nothing says game day like a little New England clam chowder. And now with DoorDash, you can have the best in the business from legal seafoods delivered right to your door just in time for kickoff. So Locked On listeners, don't delay, do it today. Get 50% off up to a $10 value when you spend $15 or more on your first order. That's when you download the DoorDash app and enter the code LOCKED23. Don't forget to use the code LOCKED23, LOCKED23, for 50% off up to a $10 value on your first order when you download the DoorDash app and spend $15 or more. Subject to change. Terms apply. Locked On listeners, as the weather gets colder, the NFL offers stay hot on FanDuel. And right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there is no better time to get in on the action. Make the Pats Sunday afternoon matchup in Western New York a little bit more interesting with our good friends over at FanDuel. The app is so easy to use, and there's a wide range of betting options, including spreads, player props, over-unders, and so much more. So visit FanDuel.com/lockedon and stay locked in to NFL season action. That's FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Patriots fans, thank you once again for joining us here today on Locked On Patriots. Spending some of your pregame preparation here for Sunday's matchup between the Patriots and the Buffalo Bills. New Year's Eve, Murph, 1 p.m. kickoff. Game will be over, and you can still celebrate New Year's Eve, folks. Best of both worlds, Patriots football to bring down the year. What better way to ring in 2024 than maybe, hopefully, with a victory? And yes, folks, victories are still a good thing, and we'll get into that next week, I'm sure. But today is all about Patriots-Bills prep. Murph, you have laid out, I think, an impeccable path to victory for the New England Patriots. The offensive keys to victory, the defensive keys to victory, a little bit against the grain of what the Patriots are used to, but once again, solid logic throughout. You can't ask for more. Folks, that means I am going to ask for more. I'm going to ask Murph for one more key. One that's still up his sleeve, and boy, I'll tell you, folks, it is a good one. Without further ado, Murph, if the Patriots are to be victorious on Sunday, what is the secret key to victory?
Well, for some of the reasons that you alliterated to earlier in this broadcast, 21 personnel. I want to see 21 personnel. I want to see Pharaoh Brown in the backfield acting as a fullback. I want him there to slow down that pass rush and give Zappe just a tick more time to find those guys that are cutting across the middle. I want him leaking out into line and busting up a seam. I want him to allow Mike Gesicki to kick out to a wide receiver spot and maybe make those guys out there look short and slow. That's what Gesicki's going to do. But no, using 21 personnel and getting a fullback involved is paramount this week. Getting Pharaoh Brown involved in this offense is once again paramount to the Patriots coming out with a victory. Can't believe I'm saying this. Pharaoh Brown, a guy that I've maybe talked about 3 times in my entire life before this season, and once again, Pharaoh Brown is the secret key.
Honestly, folks, I cannot argue one bit with that. We've seen the Patriots employ this look every now and then. Very sporadically, it works. Generally, it leads to points on the field, or at least advancing the ball to the point where they can be in a position to get into the end zone. Murph, especially this weekend, going into a hostile environment against the Buffalo Bills, I love the strategy. I think that monster key is absolutely perfect on its own. I'm not going to disagree with it. I'm just going to add a little icing on the cake on this because I think that you mentioned the 21 personnel. I love the fact of deploying a couple of running backs in different packages in this weekend. And you mentioned Kevin Harris earlier, and I said I was going to come back to this and allude to it. Ezekiel Elliott can be very effective running between the tackles. He also can be very effective in the red zone. I think Kevin Harris can also be very effective in the red zone. But folks, if the Patriots are going to pull this victory out, and I'll be the first to admit it, when Joe joined me here for the crossover on Thursday, I predicted a 24-17 Bills victory. I'm not wavering from that, but if the Patriots are victorious, I think you're going to see them channel their inner Cobra Kai. They're going to channel their inner John Kreese Murph. They're going to have to run at the Bills' weakness, and they're going to strike hard, and that is where guys like Kevin Harris and Ezekiel Elliott can come into play, because right now, the Bills are a little banged up in that interior defensive line. Normally very fearsome, but Daquan Jones, their nose tackle, folks, he's been on IR with a pectoral injury. He's been practicing fully. He's eligible to come off of IR. We're getting word as we speak, Murph, that he will be active for Sunday's game. And even though he's going to be active, folks, Dr. Kyle Trimble joined me yesterday here, who knows a great deal about the Bills injury report and the intricacies of what this team looks like from a health standpoint. Daquan is still going to be a little banged up. He's not going to be 100%, folks. No. The Bills need this game, so that's why they're putting him out there. If the situations were reversed, I don't think you'd see Daquan Jones for the remainder of the season. So if that's the case, and also their next big run stuffer, which is linebacker Terrell Bernard, he's battling an ankle injury. All of a sudden, you've got 2 of your big-time run stuffers that are hampered a little bit. The Patriots are smart. They got to take advantage of that mismatch. Otherwise, the Bills can close that middle, and it definitely shuts off a part of your running game. So that's why I think having 2 equally potent runners and keeping those legs fresh, not giving that interior defensive line an opportunity to rest on its laurels, could be the way the Patriots go.
Okay.
Proverbially sweeping the leg, my friend.
I was waiting for it.
Got to close
Yeah, it
with
does. But I think this is a good key, a good set of keys. It may come down to the weeklies. Owning third down. The Bills are a juggernaut on third down. Stopping them early. Right now they're almost at 50% on the season. Okay, that's because they've been dealing with a lot of short conversions on third down. The Patriots once again are going to need to limit the laundry. Now, this is the other side of the coin. The Bills are one of the most penalized teams in the league. Keep it clean on this side. Let them step on themselves. Play further back behind the chains. That should also help you on third down. And of course, my all-time favorite, win the turnover battle. Now,
Yeah.
what I really like that I've seen from Bailey Zappe over the past few weeks, even when he turns the ball over, once again, this kid does not lose any confidence in himself. All right. He will keep slinging the ball. He will keep throwing the ball. And that's a fantastic thing. But this week, you got to keep it clean. Keep the ball off the turf. Keep the ball, out of the opponent's hands. I know it's really difficult with the Bills because they, cheat and use our same colors and try to screw everybody up. But hey, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Everybody
Yeah,
cheats.
who owns the red, white, and blue, folks? Maybe a conversation for the off
Mm-hmm.
season. I know which way you're leaning.
Yep.
I know there are some members of Bills Mafia that are watching this episode too. I think they might have a few things to say about it. But you know what? We welcome all comments here on Locked On Patriots. And bottom line, folks, it's going to be a fun game to close out the calendar year of 2023. Murph, another year over, and what have we done? One thing I have learned is that I have a tremendous friend on the opposite side of this screen, someone who has lent more wisdom and counsel than could possibly be measured here on Locked On Patriots. We talked about it last week, Murph, as we were getting ready to celebrate the Christmas holiday. I get even more sentimental as we head toward a new year in 2024. Thank you for being there, for always being there, for the handoff every time I need you, my friend. You're truly one of the greats. I don't just mean on the airwaves. I mean in any aspect of life, folks. He is definitely a valued friend and a valued contributor here to Locked On Patriots. On that note, I leave it to you. Please let all of our listeners know, whether they be loyal everydayers, whether they be casual listeners, or whether we have some first-timers joining us and listening to us for the first time during the holiday season. Please let everyone know where they can find you, where they can listen to your great work, observe and read your great work, and what you have coming down the pike into 2024 from the great voice, the great pen of Thomas Murphy.
Well, of course, you could find me over there on X-Force, also known as Zitter, at TMurph207, and you can figure out whatever I'm up to over there. I got a couple of shows coming up that I'm going to guest on that elude me at this at this moment. But I've got a few Red Sox pieces in the hopper right now. It's a little difficult with the lack of activity. I would really like the hot stove to heat up and get out of this crock pot situation that we're in right now. Everybody knows I live and die for baseball, and do something for me, Craig Breslow, please. Sign the Butchie. That would fix several of your problems right off the bat. Just sign the Butchie. But no, Michael, I want to thank you so much for having me back week after week and helping me stay relevant out here in the world.
Well, your opinions, your takes, and your knowledge are what helps you stay relevant. I'm honored to give you the platform.
I'm a minor deal.
Not on these airwaves, you're not, my friend. And I'm honored to be able to give you the platform to do that. And folks, we appreciate all of your support of Locked On Patriots. A few of you select everydayers have stuck with us through thick and thin, through good times and in bad. It's been a challenging year for Locked On Patriots at times, but bottom line, your support continues to drive us in the right direction. And folks, Murph is absolutely right. The best is still to come here in 2024, Mock Draft Monday. That's right. It's Muse the Draft Monday here on Locked On Patriots, because Murph and I would not think to disrespect the draft. No disrespect here for the draft. It's only musing it, giving your musings the attention they deserve. We have been one of the innovators here throughout Patriots media, throughout really NFL media, in bringing your mock drafts to the forefront and sharing them each and every day. We take great pride in that, and what's going to continue this year. We are not slowing down. We are going to absolutely keep the foot on the accelerator, but mailbags are going to make regular appearances as well. Murph has got the hoodie on, folks. What more can you ask for? Bottom line, folks, from our family to yours, we wish you a very happy, blessed, and hopefully prosperous new year. And most of all, stay safe on New Year's Eve. Stay safe throughout the holiday season. Folks, stay safe throughout the year. And never forget, especially with a new year coming, it's never too late to be the change you wish to see in the world. On behalf of my good friend, my partner in crime, my brother in the business, Thomas Murphy, I'm Mike Debate. Have a great weekend, everyone. Have a great Sunday, a great New Year's. Enjoy the game, and we'll see you back here again next week on Locked On Patriots.